Good morning, everybody. May 24th. Working my ass off around this place. Just in the garage here. Tim here, Post Falls Honey Company. Oh man, it's that time of year. Nukes and splits and work and more work and clean frames, and supposed to have a beautiful day today, 68 degrees, and so if you watched my video from yesterday, just a little clip of the nukes actually in the backyard. The weather has been so shitty lately that the little bit of bee work that I get to do is so minimal. Like, I'm able to find a quick break in the weather and then it's gone again. And so having said that, I'm sure that all of my queens, so I was able to get through most of my hives, but I've got to go back through hives today because even though your bees can't fly, the queens are still in there laying, and this is really when swarm season starts, because you have a queen that's in there that's a great queen, let's say, and just cranking out, filling cells, all of a sudden, shoot, we're too full. And so that's why I get, number one, my supers on right away, just to give them that room, that little bit of extra room, and any nectar that's coming in, they're able to start building out and filling out frames. And so today, going through frames, I'm going to do a nuke check today on, let's see, I have 8, 12, 17, I guess, 17 nukes, 18 nukes right now. But then we got to get into some big mother hives today too, and I know I'm going to have to split them. I know I'm going to have to split my Saskatraz bees again, because the colony's huge. So that's what we got going. Getting ready to head out to the yards. You honestly never know what you're going to get into. So like I had said before, it's been such shitty weather lately that it's hard to do big hive work because we just haven't had, it's been cold. I mean, like 60s and under 50s, and rain, and just dumping rain, and it just has been awful. And so you never know after that. It's been 2 weeks of that. And what happens is your queens don't stop laying. I mean, they're doing their job. They're doing what they're supposed to do. And so what's going to happen this week? So this week's supposed to be beautiful. It's going to be 68 today. But then they're talking about like 85 degrees by Thursday. What's going to happen is people who aren't tending their hives, their bees are going to swarm. And so that's why I'm saying you never know what you're going to expect. That's why I have so much gear that I've jammed into this little Toyota nukes. I just took the insulation off right here, off the existing nukes. But all of this is all undrawn frames, extra supers, stuff that has to go on, because you never know if you're going to come in here and like, oh shit, I need to make splits quick because my hives are about to swarm. And so that's what I'm here doing, is some of these hives are getting big full inspections because they haven't had them lately, and I just want to make sure that they're not gonna be able to swarm on me. So we're gonna jump into Colossus 1 right now. They do have a queen excluder on here. They are in the upper, so 2 deeps, 2 mediums. There's our girls, and we're just going to start through the mediums, see how they're drawing this stuff out, and then what she has for room down here. I had originally put this queen excluder on because she was up here laying, and that was a couple of weeks ago. All of the brood is now hatched out. They do have a lot of pollen frames up here and a little bit of nectar. And so I'm actually going to flip, because that's drawn frames. And not all of these frames are drawn out in this medium. I'm actually going to flip them because the nectar flow is going to just start ripping real fast. And make it so that I still don't want her up here. But so nothing up here. We're heading into the lower boxes. These are great bees. They're really pretty bees. Dark. Caucasians. Wow. I have a sneaky suspicion that I'm going to be making a split today. I split these guys back the 19th of January, February, March, the 19th of April. It's almost the 1st of June. So, let's see what we got. They're jam-packed. Well, there she is, my girl. My girl. Let me grab this frame here. So this is Colossus 1. I know that many of you might be saying, why is she blue? She is blue because I mark for lineage, not for year. I know when she was born. She was born last year, exactly a year ago. And she is just a hell of a queen. She's just like her mom. She looks just like her mom. Her mom gave me 5 splits last year, and she's the only one that came out dark like this. The other ones are all a lot lighter colored. Anyway, there's Colossus. We're through the first box. No surprises. Everything's looking good. So we're going to drop her back in so we know where she's at and start in on the lower. So good brood patterns and no issues. We're in the lower box. Man, look at the red pollen. Where'd she go? Look at the pollen on this bee, how pretty that is. Where is she? Right there. See how red that pollen is? Wow. Anyway, this is just what we're looking at. So no trouble at all. Plenty of room to lay in here. So I've got just 2 or 3 more frames to go through, but I can see down in there and know that there's no problem. There's no issue at all. So we're going to button everybody back up because they're not happy. See all the bees flying, wondering what the hell is going on. So we are going to close them up and on to the next one. All right, just got to put the lid on. Everybody's back in. I cannot express to you guys how big. I couldn't believe the sound that I was hearing. I can't tell you how big this Dalton colony is. They are just meaner than hell, but they are massive. 3 deeps and a super, and I'm going to put another medium on them. They are, can you see this? They are massive. That's all from this one hive. Unbelievable. All right, let's keep moving. I brought out some frames that I wanted robbed out. They have old honey in them, and look at this big old bumble, orange-belted bumble, helping himself or herself. Hopefully, it looks like a big old queen. Hopefully, she's bringing stuff back to her eggs. Anyway, that's cool. I like bumblebees. Or I believe orange-belted bumblebee. So anyway, I'm just gonna let them. These got old crystallized sugar in them. I'm just gonna let them rob them out. So get these out of here. So I leave my truck alone. All I did with these guys was I went through. This was the medium that was underneath. It still has honey in it from last year, but also from this year. They're filling it with nectar, so I just moved it up. There is a queen excluder on them, but this is an empty. I want them drawing it out, and so I went through this colony. I have to look back on my notes, but I believe it was like the 9th, actually May 9th, and that's where. So I made 2 splits off of them. So I made 2 splits, and I added this deep. So 3 deeps, 2 mediums. They're fine. I don't need to do anything with them. I could see down into this medium, and they're just now starting to work it. And so these are in 10 frames. So even if 10 frames, I stole 6. I stole. Let's see. Made 2 splits. Both were 3 frame splits. So 6, so 14 frames. So plenty of room in there. Don't need to go in there at all. And then on these girls, again, Colossus 1. So that's the Dalton colony. And they actually weren't too bad today. Usually they're real pissy, but they weren't awful. Look at all the drones flying around up here. Drones everywhere. Anyway, and so these guys, I just reversed the mediums because I want them drawing out this medium. I do need to go through this hive of carnies, but I moved back here. Man, everyone's so busy today. It's beautiful. I moved back here to this little hive. I want to go through them because I don't think I went through them before. They were pretty small, and so I want to go through. It look like they're doing well. I brought a shallow out with me, actually. I'm going to put on them. I don't need to go through the Cordovans because I was through them not long ago. Queen excluder. She had a lot of room down here to lay. Queen excluder, and then one western and one medium that I'm hoping they're going to pull in a lot of honey flow on. So let's jump into these girls real quick. These Pacific Northwest carnies. So it's funny, the last time I was into these guys, they are in 10 frames, and they were only living on the right side, so the western side actually, 5 or 6. I switched frames for some reason, didn't know why they weren't drawing out the ones that I had in there, and so I switched frames out, and they're actually drawing these ones out nicely. But if you look down in, I can see, and I'll show you once I get in there, these are still empty. So here they're living on the western side of this box. So the last time I was in here also, I never found this queen. I did see eggs and brood and larvae, but never found her. So we're just gonna dance around in here and see what we can do. But they look like they're doing better. So they were a small colony. Let's just keep going. Watch this. Watch out, girls. You guys want to see a hell of a brood pattern? How is that for a brood pattern? Can you guys see that? It's wall to wall. She laid the whole damn thing. That's an impressive frame. Other sides like that too. Oh, good queen. So we're into the second box, and I don't know what the deal is. I see them maybe drawing this one out. I haven't pulled any yet, but as you can see, they're living on just 1, 2, 3, maybe 3.5 or 4 frames. Granted, I only have 9 frames in this 10 frame box, but I know this one's empty and I know this one's empty. So let's dive in and see what's going on in here. She's pretty elusive. I'm still in this Pacific Northwest Carney hive from Oregon, and shoot, they're only living on 3 frames underneath. I never did find that. I see eggs, and she's got a great brood pattern, but I never did find that queen. It's not like you have to look for her. However, I wouldn't mind seeing her because I haven't seen her since last year. So I'm going to run through this thing one more time and see what I can find. It took going back through, but I did find her. She's right there. And she is just the prettiest. She's like root beer colored. She's just the prettiest little queen, and she makes this really pretty bees. It took me a little while. I had to go back through this upper deep again, but there she is. So that's cool. All right, putting them back together, on to the next one. Onto the Saskatraz hive, just smoked them out and I'll let that take. I wanted to show you guys something. These scavenging little bastards just figured out that there was honey in these frames, and so here's my pickup. Freaking covered in bees. Damn it. Oh well. So no surprises up top really. I did find one cell that I'll show you guys that has an egg in it, but again, look at the brood pattern. You guys see this brood pattern? It's incredible. And this whole top box is like this. It's colony is just going to explode. The other side's like this too, but what I was wanting to show you, I'm going to put this one back in here. So, right here. One. You see what I'm looking at? You see them? 1, 2, 3. 1. And my camera. 1, 2, 3. The third one has an egg in it, and that is a swarm cell. I'm going to pollen on this little dark bee right here. So, I'm just going to keep that in mind. I might split these guys when I get down to the bottom. If I find anything else down there, I might just make a little 2 or 3 frame split off of them and make another little nuke. So, I can get all these frames back in here. This one's heavy, getting filled with nectar. I wish they'd start working these uppers a little bit more. So, we gotta remember it's this frame right here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 4 in. We'll check that. Maybe pull it. Took me a minute to find her, actually. I didn't find anything too alarming in the bottom box. But I didn't see our queen anywhere until now. I was like, I'm going to go back through the top box real quick. And so there's our little Saskatraz queen. You guys can see her right there. You can't really see with the sun in my eyes. Right. Where'd she go? She's right there. A little green dot on her. Right there. You see her right here? She keeps moving. I can't really see too well, so I hope I'm getting her on here. Anyway, she's covered up right now. She's right at the tip of my pen. Right there. Pretty little bee. Little dark little Saskatraz bee. They're cool. Anyway, nothing that I'm going to worry about except that one queen cell, that cup that had that egg in it. I'm just going to kill it and put everybody back together and move on to the St. Mary's hive. Well, I haven't been in this St. Mary's hive in a long time, actually. Earlier this year I was, but not really any time lately. I wanted to show you again. Look at the brood pattern. Different hive. Look at the buildup. Oh my God, are you joking me? Watch this. Get these girls out of the way. Wall to wall. That beautiful rainbow looking brood pattern that you want to see. Man, that is a dandy. Other side's the same. Just beautiful. This is only 4 frames in, so I'm just gonna keep plugging away here. See what I can come up with. It's good. They've got the whole damn bottom of this thing's all locked together, so I'm gonna have a lot of work to do on this hive. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm not filming too much because this hive is taking me a hell of a long time to work through. I've already cut all of this off. I brought out an empty nuke because I have the frames from in here in there because this is so ugly. They've got this thing pretty chopped up. A ton of bees and great brood, but this is what I'm dealing with. Can you see how nasty, ugly all this? They've got this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this damn thing. Anyway, but did find our girl. So let me pull this frame out because she's on here. She's pretty. And once again, hellacious laying pattern. She was on here. It's an unbelievable brood pattern. She's really dark, really dark queen. Well, now I don't see her. Of course. The brood pattern is just spectacular. Man, she's a great layer. So, maybe she meandered off somewhere else. She's not marked. Oh, there she is. I can't see with the sun and with my veil on. So maybe you guys can? Or maybe I'll check it out when I edit this. But she's actually, she should be, let's see, where's my thumb? Right there. She's right past my thumb. Walking right there. Anyway, I'm going to put her back in here. I didn't see anything to be too concerned about. So I'm going to lock everybody back up. I just got to figure out how to deal with the rest of this hive. So that I'm not going to film any more on this one. I've got to take care of it. So I'll see you on the next one. Okay, so they're all back together. Probably not super happy with what just happened, but they're back together. I did end up making a split off of them because they needed the room anyway, and so I took 3 frames off of that. But god damn it, these guys, I had, and I should have been thinking about it, I had this, these were all supposed to be for my nukes. When I built my nukes, they were all full of pollen and nectar and just beautiful stuff, and my fault, I left them out, and so guess what? Everybody's decided to start robbing. So I'm going to take that box along over with these other 2 and just say screw it, they can have them. That way I don't have to fight with these guys leaving. So I'm just going to leave them out there. The other 2, the bottom one has crystallized honey and the top one's just got a couple old honey frames in it. And so I gotta walk these over, these bastards. Anyway, I guess they're bees. So the only thing that I have left to do at this yard, you know what? We'll go through some nukes. Let's do this. I have to put this hive right here into this 10 frame deep. I have to assemble this whole thing, swap it all over. However, I'd like to go through the nukes too, but that might just be another day. We'll see. Stupid. It's just a big bee fight. This is the first time in my life as a beekeeper that I have ever had, short of me provoking it, ever had any kind of a robbing issue. I've never ever, unless I set boxes out, I've never had, I'm pulling Apivar out as you can see, never had robbing issue like this to where I moved all the boxes over there. Screw them, they can have them. I've got more of this. Damn it. And the thing that it is too is that now it's just a bee fight. Now they're out for blood. And they're just pissed. So they're chasing me all over the place. They're batting me in the face. I do have my veil on, but they're not happy. So I'm done. I got them transferred over. Obviously, escape board, and they had supers on them. I need to just jam everybody down into the 2 supers because one of my Colossus bees is sold, going. Yeah. So recap. Colossus 1 looking good. Dalton Hive, freaking giants, looking good. Didn't get into the old world carnies. Transferred over Colossus 4. She's in there laying well. In fact, Tim, if you watch this video, Tim, the guy buying this hive, there's about a 6-day-old queen cell in this thing, swarm cell, that's charged, just not capped yet, that I marked for him. So bonus for you, guy, make a split. Went through the St. Mary's hive, made a split off of the St. Mary's hive right there. Saskatraz bees looking good. Didn't go through Colossus 5. I did not long ago though, and they have plenty of room in there, so they're fine. Did the same thing, didn't go through the Cordovans, but did the other last time, and they're fine. Went through the, what is it called? Sorry, I'm tired. Pacific Northwest carnies, the Oregon carnies. You guys saw her, actually, that queen. And everything's good in there. Put on just a shallow. And then the nukes. Didn't go through the nukes, except I did look in this one just real fast, and they've got a great big old, so that queen is from the wild hive. That queen, 13-1 and 13-2, both of those splits are from the wild hive, and they've got a great big beautiful queen laying in there. I know that number 11 has a great big Italian queen in it, but I'd have to look back to see what split it was from, what hive number 11 is. Then also, that nuke actually goes to my buddy Will Olson. That nuke is from the Dalton colony, and they just have cells in there right now. There's no queen in there yet, but I don't want to open them up because I don't like to, because what if that big old swarm cell, big old queen cell is stuck to the bottom of the nuke and you rip it off? So that's no good. So anyway, that's what I have for my day. I finally got all the damn robbers to move over to there. I let them sit for a day, and I'm gonna load up my stuff and go home because I'm exhausted. So long day, been at it for a while. Anyway, that's what I got, you guys. Tim with Post Falls Honey Company signing off, and throw on another one here pretty soon. Maybe I'll check nukes tomorrow. Tomorrow's Memorial Day. We'll see. I'm tired. I want to hang out with my family for a bit. So appreciate it. Happy Memorial Day. See you guys soon.